He's deep in the pocket. He's on the Chapman Valley tavern pocket, but he goes across the ground now and picks out the veteran in Paul Sorensen. Sorensen kicks it away Sam Solomon. Sam Solomon has the ball still in the back pocket, but on the clubroom side. So Railways are going to the northern end. Looking there for Tristan Jakes. He grabs it. Didn't mark it, but gets it on quickly. Gets in the way of Tommy Waugh. Gives it away of Williamson. And Williamson sees the ball across the boundary line. And there'll be a boundary throw-in here at Mazzuchelli Oval. Beautiful day for football on MND Day for 2023. The big freeze happening after the league game.
Delaney at the bottom of the
Henry Anderson used had the ball held to him, and umpire Dean McGetts will throw the ball up about 40 metres out from Railways goal at the northern end of Mazzuchelli Oval.
Up it goes from umpire Mark Getz, but no one can get possession. Goes away now of Delaney, gets it across to a teammate. He's caught in possession almost. Back the way of Scriven now. Scriven for Railway, sends into the full forward area, and there he goes again. Jesse Adamini is everywhere today and takes a beautiful catch. I bet you the Australians would like to have him in their slips cordon at the moment, Pete, because he is doing all right.
And Glenn, he plays out. He's what would he be? 5'10" in the old. He plays like a 6'2", 6'3". You know, he's usually a midfielder.
20 metres out, he's put it through this time.
For his third.
Yep, and his third of the afternoon. That sees Railways go to, is it 6 goals, 3? And they lead Chapman Valley just the 5 points. So, Glenn, one would think that the Valley need to get a major on the board very soon.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. They've had, 5 scoring shots. Railways have had 9. That's about where the game is at. There's no doubt about that. But probably the margin doesn't need to be quite as big as it is at the moment. But it's a damaging time. Chapman Valley a bit on their back foot because they haven't got a score on the board in the major sense. They've had the ball down there a couple of times, but Railways have been very good in this quarter. It's lucky they've only kicked 1 goal. They really probably could have had 2 or 3 in this term. At this stage, they've added 1 goal, 3 in this term. Chapman Valley have added 1 behind. So time is not going quick enough for Chapman Valley in this term. We've only played about 9 minutes in this second term, with thanks to Melissa Price, the member for Durack, as umpire Brad Forrester throws the ball up. The big pack develops again. Player held with the ball. Evans for Chapman Valley kicks it forward. Ball comes the way of Maverick again. He handballs it out, finds Mosley. Mosley goes the way of Forrester. Forrester gets caught. Just in the nick of time, he gets rid of the handball. He goes Mosley again, and the ball goes across the boundary line. And there'll be a boundary throw in here at the Mazzuchelli Oval. A bit of pushing and shoving. Umpire's watching that pretty closely. And the boundary umpire will throw the ball in. So Ryan Letessier to do the rucking with Tristan Jakes. Boundary umpire Colin Cullerton puts the ball back into play. Whistle on play. Player held while not in possession. Goes the way of Tristan Jakes. Gets the free kick. So he's having a good day out, is Jakes. Getting a lot of the ball. Go to man is Brett Robinson. He goes with a short pass to Sam Solomon. Sam Solomon looking for some movement. Goes up along the boundary line. But he's picked out Drew Tunbridge. Tunbridge goes towards the boundary line. Keeps it in now. Goes the way of Priolo. Back towards Tunbridge. He backs up. Goes across the face of goal. But Lux of Fortune, he picked out Delaney. Delaney still in control. Elliott, that is, on half back for the Railways side. Kicks it up towards half forward. Looking up there for Anderson. Ball carries that player. Goes the way of the hand player there in Saunders. He goes back to Anderson. Goes by hand to Jamie Huggins. Huggins kicks it forward, but it's cut off again by Rafferty, the defender for Chapman Valley, and he comes back across the ground and finds Sam Solomon.
Solomon, the solid player, sends it down the wing. Talking about solid players, puts it out in front of Brett Robinson, who answers the question and takes the mark in front of the reasonable crowd here at Chapman Valley this Jared McKenna has the ball, sends it into space, and they set something up.
Couldn't mark the ball. Picks it up towards half forward. the big fella.
Railways. They lead on the scoreboard 39-5. Melissa Price, a member of Durack, sponsoring this particular quarter. The ball in the middle of the ground, going the way of a Chapman Valley player. Is at 6s and 7s and eventually gets caught. That player is Joss. The ball back with Railways now. Into the half-forward area. Over the back is Cocking. Is it 2 to beat? He beats them. A beautiful searching handball. Sends it into Adamini. Over the top of the pack. There is Cocking. And he shoots another goal for the Blues.
Yes, it's getting a bit ugly now for Chapman Valley. They really have got no answer for Jack Cocking and their way forward. So
or
Jack
Adamini
Cocking,
for that matter.
No, that's right. So Jack Cocking gets another goal on the board and another score for Railways. Railways have got 7 goals now. So
Jackson Graham was a player that sent it in on that side. I thought we had 2 Cockings at one stage.
They're also controlling, we've been watching Elliot Delaney. He's had a lot of the football. He controls, he holds on the football, he makes good decisions. Also, Drew Tunbridge, I think he's had, I'm just catching him now, 10, 12 possessions, probably about 6 marks. So they're controlling that half-back line and propelling the ball forward.
But they're effective possessions, and that's the big key, isn't it?
And the Railways forward line staying open. It's not getting clogged up. People leading up the ground and sacrificing their game.
And putting on the pressure both up front and down back, the Blues. Ball back in the middle now. Umpire Clare puts it up. Is it Railways who get it out of the middle once again? Matessia gets it out of the middle, but on this occasion it's picked up by Joss. Joss for Chapman Valley puts it into space, and there's Chance Bateman, the former Hawthorn player, sends it into the full forward area and finds a team. Evans, he's brought to ground. The umpire will ball it up just inside the forward 50 for Chapman Valley. So nearing half-time, Chapman Valley no major on the board yet, and their supporters will be hoping they do something before the major break as the ball goes away now of Elijah Burrows. He's quickly brought to ground. The ball spills free and up on top of it again, and the umpire, Forrester on this occasion, comes in to relieve the pressure.
So the ball will be thrown up. We're in the middle stages of this second term with thanks to Melissa Price, the member for Durack. Some 16 minutes gone in this second term. Chapman Valley haven't got a major on the board yet, which is a concern for their coach and their players. Railways have it. Railways player got the ball down and was caught in possession. Goes the way now of Ryan Forrester. He plays on quickly. Kicks it towards half forward. Finds Ewan Whiteley, bounces off his chest. He must have been unsighted by the sun. Picked up now by Lawrence Evans. Lawrence Evans couldn't put a handle on it. Chapman Valley player has the ball held to him, and umpire Forrester will come in and throw the ball up. Looking at quarter time scores with thanks to the City of Greater Geraldton and Lara Dalton, the member for Geraldton. At GBSC Sports Park, Brigades had a good first quarter. Brigades 4-3-27, lead Rovers 1 goal 4-10.
The ball coming the way of our broadcast position goes the way of Railways through the guise of Henry Anderson. He sends it forward. Player is set upon court in position, and Daly will be the recipient of the free kick for Chapman Valley. So Dave Daly, who go laterally, finds Sorensen. Sorensen won't let him down, takes the mark just outside the centre square. Sorensen needs to find some it inboard, a beautifully directed kick. He's looking for the player in there to try and take it. That player is Tollgate. It wasn't equal to the task, but met the target. Pulls free, goes away of Railways now. And the ball is with this player in Scriven. He's had a pretty good season so far for the Blues.
Edward Scriven with the ball on half back. Gets a short pass and finds Jack Cocking in the centre of the ground. Cocking goes out right, finds a teammate all on his own. Jamie Huggins is all on his Pat Malone on the other side. Grabs the ball, 1 bounce, 2 bounce. Kicks from about 70 metres, gets it in towards the forward pocket. Up goes Adamini and takes a strong mark. And as I mentioned previously, he plays very, very tall for a smaller player. Plays on quickly now and finds Jack Cocking, who is a taller player. And Jack Cocking is marked. And Jack Cocking is 40 metres out directly in front.
It's interesting, Peter Bucket Chief, watching Jack Cocking do unrewarded running. I think he might have modeled himself on one JK.
Absolutely. Well, he was up at Jack Cocking again a minute ago. So he's got the gas, he's got plenty of legs in him at the moment. Obviously training hard down there.
So Cocking looks pretty good off the boot. Will make the distance. Yes, it does. Jack Cocking has scored another goal for Railways, and they've opened the game up here at Mazzuchelli Oval in an MND round of footy. They go to 8 goals for Glen, and they lead Chapman Valley just to 5 points.
Yes, they've put Chapman Valley in their wake in this performance. They're doing very well indeed. Chapman Valley haven't fired a shot as in kicking a goal, so that makes it really difficult in the game. It's all about scoring. And on the Batavia Timber itself, we scored. Railways are 8-4-52. Chapman Valley are 5 behind as the ball comes back to the centre. Waiting on a quarter time. Overs are 1-4-10, so Brigade starting the game well, as Railways have done here. Ball comes the way of Jay O'Brien for Chapman Valley. Kicks it the way of Lawrence Evans. He's a pretty good player as Evans. He slips over at the crucial stage and lets Railways back in through Scriven. Comes back towards Graham. Jackson Graham kicks it up towards half forward and finds a teammate. That, in fact, is Jackson Graham now with the ball.
Henry Anderson kicked that one.
Gets it up to full forward. Ball goes the way of Adamini. And we see a player is getting the free kick because he went under him. And the umpire says you took him out from under the opportunity. So the ball go the way of player in Jesse Adamini. He'll shoot on goal. Jesse looks a bit sore, but he's got 3 goals. Can he make it 4 goals by half time? So it's been a big half from Railways here at Mazzuchelli Oval. Jesse Adamini shooting for goal number 4, and he's missed it. So on the scoreboard for Batavia Timber and Selvidge, half-time score, Railways are 8 goals, 5-53. They lead Chapman Valley 5 behinds, and you're tuned to Radio Mumma, the home of GNFL football.
Today's Drenton O'Malley Motors Game Day is
half-time summaries with thanks to Lara Dalton and the City of Greater Geraldton. Railways, Jack Cocking has 3, Jesse Adamini 3, Owen Delaney 1. Chapman Valley yet to get a major on the board, which is very surprising and disappointing. Better players and contenders for the Skidders Restaurant Player of the Day. How have you liked the first half, Peter Keefe?
I think the best player so far, best of ground, will be Adamini, followed closely by Tunbridge, who's had a lot of marks and a lot of kicks, been really good on the half-back line. Ellie Delaney's been very strong. And Cocking, I just want to give a shout-out to the Chapman Valley backline, Thompson, Solomon and Rafferty, Forrester worked overtime there.
Umpire Dean Marquette puts the ball into the air, won by Railways to get the ball forward, picked up by Mosley for Chapman Valley. He goes by hand to the player there in Forrester. He goes by hand to the player there in Colgate. Colgate goes across the ground. They put Colgate into the fence. He hasn't been able to get a score on the board, so they've put him into the fence. So Chapman Valley have got Jaden Thompson on half-back. He goes up towards centre wing on the outer side where he finds Ringo McKenna. Ringo McKenna plays on now, kicks it towards half-forward, looking there for the player there in Ewan Whiteley, but the player in Lawrence Evans was held while not in possession. Lawrence Evans will get the free kick. He'll play on quickly now, goes from 50 metres, shoots towards full forward, looking there for Tommy Waugh. Tommy Waugh gets the first score on the board, and to say Chapman Valley needed that one would be an understatement, and a very good goal there from Evans, who got it to Tommy Waugh. Tommy Waugh, who's been okay this afternoon, just hasn't got the score on the board, and Tommy Waugh gets Chapman Valley's first goal of the afternoon in the opening minute of the
Yes, ball coming in now. Indicates that they kick to the outer side near that scoreboard, comes off hands and over the boundary. This quarter brought to you by Drennan O'Malley Motors.
Half-time of the football with thanks to Lara Dalton, the member for Geraldton, and the City of Greater Geraldton. We can tell you up at Mullawa, Towns, they may be able to get their first win of the season. At half-time, Towns is 7-2-44. They lead Mullawa 3 goals, 6-24, so a 20-point margin there. At the other game at GBSC Sports Park, Brigades 4-7-31, lead Rovers 1-7-13. And then our broadcast match here at Nabwa Oval. Railway still in control, but Chapman Valley having a bit of possession in this third quarter as Forrester sees the ball across the ground and finds Colgate. Colgate on half-back. He's moved from full forward into the half-back line.
Good move, I think.
Colgate gets the ball up along centre wing, looking up there for a teammate, but no one there for Chapman Valley. Flies, so Railways take the easiest of marks. Railways bring the ball in, goes the way of Anderson. Anderson has the ball, plays on now, breaks around his opponent, kicks it towards half forward, ball smothered off the boot, goes the way of Chapman Valley in Mosley. Mosley grabs it, in fact it's Dave Daly Daly kicks it out towards the boundary line, looking out there for a teammate. That teammate's driven into the ground, and that's the way the umpire has seen it. And that's a good thing about this umpire. He sees the things as we all see them. As the ball comes the way of the player there for Chapman Valley and Colgate. He's been good in this quarter. Gets it up along half forward, looking up there for some movement. Railways have two players, but they see the ball across the boundary line, and there'll be a boundary throw-in. Play star, and well, it would have been something pretty special. So it was good to see him have a go. Ball comes back into play. The veteran in Paul Sorensen puts the ball under his arm, kicks it out wide, looking out there for some movement. But young Kimberley takes the mark there. Matty Kimberley, he plays on, kicks it up towards half forward. Railways have the run of the ball through Delaney. He feeds a handball out towards Scriven. Scriven kicks the ball
nice
forward.
mark.
And a whistle on play, and a good mark taken to Jesse Moore. And as you said, the big man's had a big day out. He's played really well this afternoon. And Jesse Moore will line up for goal from about 35 metres out, directly in front. Jesse hasn't kicked a goal this afternoon, but he's lining up for his first, and Railways ninth in the early stages of this third term. Overcast conditions, good crowd in attendance, beautiful day for football here at Mazzuchelli Oval. And of course the big slide will be happening after the game as we see the ball go through for Jesse Moore, and Jesse Moore gets his first of the afternoon, and Railways get their ninth goal on the Batavia Timber and Salvage scoreboard. Railways are 9 goals 660. They lead Chapman Valley 1 goal 5-11.
Jesse Moore, as we've mentioned, a veteran in the side, Peter Bucket-Keefe, but having an impact today, but he's part of the plan, you know.
Yeah,
you can see what's happening with the side. When they get the ball, there's a bit of direction.
Nice and open. One thing I have noticed, Glenn and Peter, is that the Lawrence Evans that had a very good first half, he's been tagged by Harrington, which is the tagger that Railways use when someone gives them trouble, and he's gone right out of the game. So kudos to Harrington, number 22, I think.
Yeah, that's him. He's go forward once again. Chapman Valley
So the half-time score, Brigade 1-7-13, and we're into the third quarter now, so we'll keep you up to date with what is happening around the grounds this afternoon as well.
Back in the middle now. It's a handy lead to Railways. They're dominating this afternoon, 10-6, 66 plays 1-5-11 here on MND Day. Yes, it is a big freeze happening post-game. And we've got some celebrities. Damien Martin, of course, of Wildcats fame. Also Chance Bateman, who is a former Hawthorn player and part of the Perth Footy Club now. And also, Peter, we've got a mate that sort of is pretty well known in the district, and that's Killer Cups.
Killer Cups, yeah, it'll be very interesting to see Killer go down the slide.
Mark Killer Cups to his mate.
Legend.
They send it into the half-forward area now to Chapman Valley. Few and far between kicks into this area at this stage of the game. Going back the way now, this player in Daly. Daly sends it inboard now. Teammate quickly runs onto it and moves forward too. That player is McKenna. McKenna hasn't had as much of the ball as his teammates would like him to. He sends it forward, and it's marked in defence. Dominating now Tunbridge. He goes laterally. He finds Huggins. Huggins couldn't take the mark. A little bit too cute. Loses possession. McKenna goes in, grabs the ball. He's set up on by two Railways defenders. The ball is brought to ground. The umpire says, umpire Claire Knightley says no prior opportunity, fellas, and she'll throw the ball up.
Umpire Knight puts the ball into the air. Back comes the way of Chapman Valley. Goes the way of Ringo McKenna. Has the ball, and he gave the ball away inappropriately. And Railways get the free kick. Railways have it through the movement. Kimberley goes.
Good beat, but he doesn't give up. Priolo for Railways. Will they get out of danger? Goes to the outer side now. Railways have the ball as they go to centre wing. Jackson Graham is the first player to collect the ball, but the umpire says he ran over the white line and it'll be thrown in on the far side of Naboo Oval.
Halfway through this third term for Drennan O'Malley Motors, Tristan Jake slaps it over the back. Chapman Valley player and Ringo McKenna has the ball and gets slung to the ground, so an unsafe tackle there. So the free kick will go the way of the player there in McKenna. He plays on with a short pass and finds Brett Robinson. Robinson goes towards half forward where he finds Ewan Whiteley. Whiteley goes the way of Jay Colgate, who gets caught in possession. Couldn't hold the ball. Now another player is slung inappropriately. So a free kick will go the way of Railways, and Railways player will get the free kick up the ground, Elijah Burrows. Elijah Burrows on half back, gets a short pass, goes the way of Anderson. Anderson has the ball now. Henry, that is, for the Blues. The Victorian youngster gets it forward, looking there for
nice
the big man in Ben Saunders. Ben Saunders playing at centre half forward these days. Goes out wide and finds a young player in Wingo. Wingo is on half forward. Moore on the best. Jesse Moore is 50 metres from go forward now. The
straight into the post. As Jackson Graham knocks it toward Wingo. Wingo able to collect it. Gives it up or coughs it up to his opposite number. It comes down the line and the mark there is taken by Whiteley.
Whiteley plays on now, kicks it up towards the centre of the ground, centre wing that is, on the outer side, looking there for a teammate in Tommy Waugh. Ball's picked up now by Railways, and Railways can rebound through Ryan Letessia, the big ruckman. Kicks it up towards half forward where he finds Jesse Moore, who's roaming far and wide, getting plenty of possessions this afternoon. Jesse Moore plays on quickly now, kicks it up towards the 50-metre line where he finds Jack Cocking. Jack Cocking, 50 metres, goes forward, looking there for Jesse Adamini. Runs around his opponent like he wasn't there. Easy. Goes by hand there to Jackson Graham. And Jackson Graham gets another easy goal for the Blues. And on the Batavia Timber and Salvage scoreboard, Railways go to 11 goals, 8, 74. They lead Chapman Valley 2 goals, 3, 17. And it's certainly been one-way traffic here at Mazzuchelli Oval for the majority of the day, and well done to Jackson Graham.
Yeah, Jackson Graham only had a few games with Railways so far. He's had an interrupted sort of career, the youngster, of course, the son of JJ Clube medalist Chewy Graham. But Pete, he has had a bit of trouble with pneumonia. So he got pneumonia a couple of years ago, and it really set him back.
Yeah, he's worked hard over the pre-season. I've had a little bit to do with Railways, and he's looking at ultra fit and a lovely young bloke.
He's a good boy.
And it's good to see, the Railways forward line's open. Drayden Wingo, Cocking, they're giving each other plenty of space, and the delivery coming in, it's just too hard for Chapman Valley to counter.
The ball forward. Benno Saunders is in there now using his bulk and his experience. This time the ball comes to the ground. Once again, roved beautifully by the Railways player there in Scriven. Scriven gets it up towards half forward, but Chapman Valley have it through Ryan Forrester. and Ryan Forrester's caught in possession, and the free kick will go the way of Jesse Moore. So Jesse Moore will get the free kick. Ryan Forrester caught in possession. So Jesse Moore had a really good quarter. So Jesse Moore from half forward. Can he get another score on the board? He's kicked one this afternoon. Can he add to his tally? He's 50 metres out. It'll be a very good kick from here. There goes his kick. It'll drop short, pack into the air. But once again, Railway's in best position, but in goes the Chapman Valley there in James Maverick. He goes by hand to Aaron Joss. Joss comes across the ground and finds a teammate there in Dave Daly. Dave Daly in the back pocket for the Chapman Valley. Kicks it up towards the centre of the ground. Looking up there, the big fella, and Tristan Jakes, who's clearly the best big man on the ground this afternoon. Jakes goes by hand to way of a player there in Jay O'Brien, who turned the ball over. Goes the way of the player there in Ben Saunders, who almost got caught in possession, but Railways regroup. Goes the way of Jamie Huggins. Huggins kicks it forward, but only as far as Chapman Valley's Ryan Forrester.
He's been good today, Pete.
Forrester goes out wide and finds Sam Solomon. Sam Solomon goes out towards centre wing, looking there for Brett Robinson. Robinson picks up the ball, goes further afield, looking out there for Ewan Whiteley. Railways have the numbers, go the way through Drew Tunbridge. He draws the play, gives it by hand towards Matt Kimberley. Kimberley comes inboard to half forward or half back. And finds Priolo. Priolo's on set wingers in front of the broadcast box here. Mazzuchelli Oval. Priolo getting movement going forward now. Sends the ball, finds Blake goes by hand to Scriven again. It's not Scriven, it's Price. Price kicks it over the half forward and finds the player there. The man on the moment, Jesse has kicked through the start of the can he make it goal number 4? He's a fair way out. He's 45 metres out, so a very good kick from here. He's very good. It is a kick towards the southern end of the ground, the last stages of this third term. Trino Valley as well. A number of moments you get a football round 8 of the MNC round, and Jesse is his fourth goal of the afternoon. Jesse Academy and Railways hit their 12, and by the time you get to himself, he scored. Railways got 12 goals, 80. The lead Chapman 2-5-17. That's a one-way traffic here at Mazzuchelli Oval as the Blues secure their fourth spot this afternoon.
It's interesting that in the first half they mentioned that Thompson was getting a lot of the ball out of the wing. That is sort of right up in this particular part of the game, and he's actually struggling today.
Your Delaney boys and Priolo and Hunters, and they're getting a lot of foot. I haven't got the stats, but they're getting a lot more interest.
Yeah, beats his number of occasions. Can Chapman Valley get another score? Or Jesse Moore has taken about 5 marks just in this quarter, I think. He gets it away now to Priolo. Priolo just outside the forward 50. He's dealt with after getting rid of the ball. The ball will come back. And that was late on the scene by the Chapman Valley player. And they're all in it here at Mazzuchelli Oval. And the umpire is looking to get his cards out, umpire Margetts. But each of the teammates going in to support the other. And Priolo dealt with very late there. And we should see a 50-metre penalty coming from that, one would think. But let's see what umpire Margetts does. He has reported someone or sending someone to the bench with a card. Or a couple of cards. Let's see what he says as he comes below where our broadcast position is. And it is a red card. A red card going the way of the Chapman Valley player there. And that player is Vlahov. So Bailey Vlahov has received a red card for dealing with Priolo. And Priolo, you'd think, would be getting a 50-metre from this, Glenn, but he's actually in the same spot. In fact, it's gone down to Cocking.
It's what do you call it?
It's gone down. Yeah, so it went to Cocking. So Cocking's come back now. And so Cocking now is being taken down. So as I suspected, he's going to be taken down the ground a bit.
All over it, Pete.
Yep. So Cocking, a 50-metre penalty, will take him inside, just outside the goal square. being lined up. So Jack Cocking, is he going for goal number 4, Glenn, maybe? Or goal number 3?
No, this is number 5.
Number 5, geez, I've lost count, the big fella. Charlie Kerner, of course, the up-and-comer. He probably hates me saying that, but that's exactly what he's like. If you want to...
The 5th goal of the afternoon for Jack Cocking on the Batavia Timber and Selbridge scoreboard. Railways go to 13 goals, 8, 86. They lead Chapman Valley 2-5, 17. So the margin extends. Railways have had a very good quarter. They've added some 5 goals, and Chapman Valley have added 2.
And, you know, you can see the experience of an umpire like Dean Margetts, Glenn, also Peter. He could have went berserk when they all came in and started having a go at each other, but he waited till things settled down, and he went back and he looked at the situation and dealt with it accordingly.
Yeah. Yep. I think Railways are showing what we thought Glenn and Peter early in the year, what they thought they probably could have been, and they've had a bit of a lull, would you say, Glenn, early in the year, and they're I think they're better than what we saw, and it is starting to click together from now.
Well, I don't know they're going to have a Cocking every game, though,
no,
Pete. That's
true,
the thing.
True story.
The ball in the middle now, coming out. Railways have their tails up as the siren sounds to announce it's three-quarter time, and it's all the Blues at this stage in our NMD round of football in the GNFL. At three-quarter time, it is Railways 13-8, and they lead Chapman Valley 2-5, and you're listening to the home of GNFL.
Valley Motors Game Day coming live from Mazzuchelli Oval as part of the MND Day, and Railways on the way to get the 4 premiership points, no doubt about that. And looking at the scoreboard at three-quarter time, Railways 13-8 86 have done it well. Chapman Valley 2-5-17. So in that quarter, Railways added another 5 goals, 3. Chapman Valley added another 2 goals. And our quarter-by-quarter summaries with thanks to the City of Greater Geraldton and Lara Dalton, the member for Geraldton. For Railways, Jack Cocking, we believe, has 6, unconfirmed. Jesse Adamini has 4. And singles to Owen Delaney, Jesse Moore and Jackson Graham. For Chapman Valley, their goal scorers, Tom Waugh has 1. Lawrence Evans has 1. For his thoughts on the first 3 quarters and contenders for the Screeters Restaurant Player of the Day, Peter Keefe, who did you like in that quarter?
Jesse Moore had played a great quarter then, Glenn. He would have taken 5 contested marks, I guess. Tunbridge is still playing strong. Adamini's kicked 4 goals, given about 4 away. Saunders has still been strong, and Cocking. And then Chapman Valley's Ringo McKenna, and their back line are battling hard. That's, I guess, and the ruckman, I've been very, very impressed with this young guy.
Forward, but he cuts it straight into the arms of Lawrence Evans. Overcast conditions. The rain looks like it may hang off until after the game. Of course, then the big slide is on. Evans plays on, goes the way of Rafferty. Rafferty goes up towards half forward where he finds Jay Colgate. Jay Colgate with the ball, 60 metres from goal. On the boundary line, kicks it up towards half forward. Railways have the numbers. Chapman Valley looking to find position. In goes Brett Robinson, feeds a handball out towards Mitch Thompson. He feeds a handball out towards Ewan Whiteley. Whiteley still 70 metres from goal, goes by hand to Rafferty. Rafferty goes backwards to go forward. He finds Tristan Jakes. Jakes kicks it across the ground and finds a teammate there in Jay Colgate.
Jay Colgate back in the forward line, probably where he belongs. He's a bit far out from goal. He's about 60 metres out on the boundary. Kicks it inside the corridor. Players setting themselves, and up goes Jack Cocking playing
long way from home, please.
Yeah, I tell you, he's like a Josh Kennedy. He just does that unwatered running. He's run right down the ground, and very fit young conveyance is Cocking. He goes laterally now. He's looking for a teammate there. Finds him. They play on. That is Tunbridge to the outer side. He's looking for Priolo, or is it? In fact, it's Jace Price, and he takes it over the white line. So, as I mentioned, Jack Cocking won't be in the lineup, but 6 goals out of this side is a big sort of bit of the cake, though, Pete.
Yeah, it is, absolutely.
So the ball about to be thrown in now. Players setting themselves at the southern end of Mazzuchelli Oval. Dark clouds are ominous, as Glenn said. Big freeze on post-game. We'll see some celebrities, including Damien Martin of Wildcats fame, going a wing. He sends it inboard.
The free kick. of Jack Cocking this year because he won't be involved come finals time because he'll be involved down there.
Possibly goal number 7 to Jack Cocking. 6 or 7 today in anyone's book's pretty good, but he's shown a bit of a masterclass today, Pete.
Also in the back line, right up in the back pocket. So he's contending for the Skeeter's player today. So I guess that the leading contenders would be Adamini and Cocking and Tunbridge, who's had a lot of the footy.
But just, you've touched on it before, both of you, the preparation at waffle level, you can see the difference between Jack Cocking and the rest of them. He's, his preparation is unreal.
That unrewarded running's unbelievable.
Oh, yeah, and that's from one end to the other, and then finishing off with 6 or 7 goals as he has to this point. So doing it really well. Early stages of this final term with thanks to GT Russell Chartered Accountants. Umpire Claire Knight puts the ball into the air. The Railways get the best of it from the centre bounce, goes by hand, goes the way of Jace Price. Jace Price kicks it towards full forward.
He earned you, Pete.
Running out and taking the mark is Jesse Adamini.
He wants that bloody...
Jesse Adamini lining up for goal.
Skeeter's voucher.
25 metres out, directly in front. 45 metres out, directly in front, I should say. Kicking to the northern end. And Jesse knows where the goals are today.
He does.
He gets another one. Jesse Adamini gets his 5th of the afternoon. Goal umpire Robbie Culleton signals all clear. And on the Batavia Timber and Salvage scoreboard, it's a whitewash here out at Nabua at Mazzuchelli Oval. Railways go to 16 goals, 8, 104.
Hard workers, and I would say Jakes and Robinson, and there's been about 5 in the back line, but just not quite enough people.
No, not enough people doing the hard yards, that's for sure. It's certainly been left to far too few. The back line have tried pretty hard. They can't stem the tide. Jake slaps it forward, but only as far as Saunders for Railways. He goes by hand to Price. Price by hand back to Saunders. Ben Saunders kicks it up towards half forward. Good mark taken by Jesse Moore. Jesse Moore is 60 metres from goal on a 45-degree angle. Plays on quickly, centres the ball, looking there for Wingo. Ball comes back, goes the way of Forrester. Ryan Forrester feeds a handball out, goes the way of Evans. Evans does well, tries to knock the ball forward, goes the way of a Railways player. Goes back to Evans. Well done, Evans. Gets it away of the player there in Brett Robinson. His kick is cut off by Elliot Delaney. Elliot Delaney kicks it forward, but Aaron Joss stands his ground, takes a good strong mark. He comes out towards centre wing, looking out there for a teammate. Ball goes out of bounds, and there'll be a boundary throw-in. Good crowd here at Nabawar Mazzuchelli Oval this afternoon. Of course, the big slide is happening after the final siren this afternoon, so still time if you want to jump in your car, head on out to Nabawar if you want to see the big freeze, and you see the celebrities, Dean Margetts, and also Justin Martin, Damien Martin, also 4 or 5 from Railways and 4 from Chapman Valley. It'll be a big night, so come on down and celebrate MND.
Owen Delaney sends it into the full forward area. Up goes that player in Cocking. Couldn't take the mark, goes over the back. It's picked up by a player that looks a lot like him.
So Cocking might only have 6.
You reckon, Damien? Excited, but One of the important.
For the Railways side, who get the ball forward, and that was Elijah Burrows, gets it up towards a teammate there in Jackson Graham. He centres the ball towards the forward half-forward position, and a good mark taken again by that man, and we've been singing his praises all day. Jack Cocking is that player. So Jack Cocking, he's kicked 6 and has an opportunity to kick his 7th. He's only 35 metres out on a 45-degree angle. He's on the pocket in front of the Valley Tavern. And Chat Valley Tavern, as I mentioned, celebrating 50 years next month. And they've got a big party happening. There goes the kick from Jack Cocking. He signals, wait on it, 1 point only. So he's disappointed about that. And on the scoreboard for Batavia Timber and Selvage, Railways are 18 goals 9, 117. And Chapman Valley are 3-5, 23.
Glenn, no casting no aspersions, but have you visited that tavern a lot during that 50 years?
I have, yes, I have. It's been part of my life, really. Yeah, very much so.
Your younger life.
Yeah, my much younger life. I spent a lot of years there as a good customer and a respected customer. Of
They
course.
had a few.
Yes, that's right.
Colin McCarthy, Relic Bunter.
Yeah, no, we were pretty legendary, the times we had there, and some good fun along the way. So Wingo's the young player with the ball now, and Wingo to shoot on goal from 45 metres out. He's a good young player in his second league game, and he's let sail for home. He's still waiting on a score update from what's happening out at Mullawall. Last time we heard it was a good margin in favour of Towns at half time. It was a 20-point margin. 3/4 time score at GBSC Sports Park. Brigades 11-11, 77. Rovers 3-8, 26.
Ball in the middle of the ground now. Up they go. Jordan Williamson tries to take the mark, loses possession, goes away of Elijah Burrows to the outer side. There's Wingo again. Drayton Wingo Sets over home once again. It's a nice big kick from Wingo, but inaccurate and misses all and sundry. The scoreboard reading 18-10 to 3-5 in favour of the Blues. It's going to be a big win here on NMD Day, but post-game, Glenn, a bit of fun and frivolity is going to happen for a good cause.
It certainly is, and Chapman Valley, Mark Houston, who organised it, will see the figure of about 100,000 come up tonight for all the work that he's done over the years. Railways players down behind play. Looks like he's in a bit of I hope so. Goes the way now of Tommy Waugh, who gets the ball from half forward up towards the full forward line. Letting it for Che Colgate. And the ball will be come back in. There'll be a boundary throw in just in the forward line for Chapman Valley. Can they get a score? The trainers are looking at it. Looks like it might be quite serious, I think. The umpire is there talking to the trainer in Grant Russell from GT Russell Chartered Accountants.
Sponsoring this last quarter, actually.
The ball comes back into play from the boundary throw in. Chapman Valley players held. No, he's getting up now, or hopefully he is. He doesn't look too... he's in a bit of bother, but he's going to get off the ground. He's in a fair bit of bother. He's going to go straight off the ground. Don't worry about going.
It's still...
There's only half a second to go, so it makes it
different game, you know.
Yeah. Saturday next weekend, it's round 9, the Indigenous round, sponsored by GCAC, Geelong Sporting Aboriginal Corporation. And next weekend, Towns play Railways at WA Country Builders Stadium as Railways knock the ball away from Chapman Valley's full line. Goes the way of Ewan Whiteley now for Chapman Valley. He's tackled, got rid of the ball just at the nick of time. Chapman Valley fighting hard, trying to get a score on the board, make the scoreboard look just that fraction more attractive. Comes the way now of Dr. James Maverick. Maverick gets the ball forward and gets it into the left forward pocket where he finds the player there in Rafferty. Rafferty, who played in defence earlier. Other games, next weekend, Mullawa will play Chapman Valley at Mullawa Oval. That'll be our Drennan O'Malley Motors game day next weekend from Mullawa. And next Saturday, Northampton play Brigades at Percher International Oval. That's a late game. Gets underway at 4 o'clock, the league game. So that'll be a great contest. The two top sides going at it. But our Drennan O'Malley Motors game day next week from Mullawa.
Kick.
There goes the kick from Rafferty from 40 metres. He's offline and a minus score results. And on the Batavia Timber and Salvage scoreboard, Chapman Valley go to 30 points. They are 4 goals, 6-30. They trail Railways. We've got a cricket score, 19-10, 124.
Yeah, big win it's going to be to Railways, and certainly, as you mentioned, Glenn, we'll cement them in the 4. The ball coming out of defence now, going the way of Huggins. He's had a bit of the game this afternoon, so too the veteran in Saunders. Back to Huggins, the old firm, gets it out. Here in Huggins now.
I think they trail Towns 10-3, 63. Wow. So Towns are doing well there. And the other game is the game at...
Ball going forward now, going the way of Jordan Williamson. Gets it to a teammate there, and Tunbridge sends it forward. A nice mark is taken in the full forward area. Going to ground, there's a bit of push and shove, but it's going to be going the way of Jesse Moore. So Jesse Moore's had a pretty good game this afternoon for the veteran, and he's going for another goal. I think he's kicked 2, is he? Something like that. So Jesse Moore kicking toward the northern end. Of course, a veteran. It's pretty hard for me to say that when I used to coach him in junior hockey as well. So here he goes. Jesse Moore It's a good kick. He knows what to do. Straight through the middle. They sealed the deal.
He's had a good second half.
For Railways, he's had a wonderful second half, and that's seen them go to 20 goals on the scoreboard. 20-10. That's a great score in anyone's book, and they lead Chapman Valley Glen 4-6.
Yeah, so interesting scorelines around the region as Jesse Moore gets his second goal of the afternoon, and the scoreboard has been rolling over very well for Railways this afternoon. Three-quarter time out at Mullawar, and Mullawar in a bit of bother. Towns have kicked very accurately and efficiently. Towns are 10-3-63, and Mullawar are 5-11-41. So Mullawar have had some 16 scoring shots. Towns have had 13, but the importance of kicking goals. Towns are not going to make it. Mullawar aren't going to make it. Chapman Valley aren't going to make it. The final four already: Northampton, Brigades, Rovers and Railways.
There you go. Going forward now, young Wingo playing in the middle of the ground. Gets it over to a teammate there in Elijah Burrows. He too won't be part of the lineup, only just playing a bit part this season on loan from East Fremantle. The ball coming inboard now for Chapman Valley. Can they get another score as a player is quickly brought to ground, and Williamson brings a custodian to the dirt, and he'll be the recipient of a free kick. So Jordan Williamson scored an extraordinary goal a little bit earlier on in this term. Going forward now finds Jackson Graham. Graham now. Good basketballer as well. He sends it into the half-forward area, looking for support from Adamini. Up he goes. He can't take the mark. Goes back the way of Cocking. Back to Adamini. Adamini puts it inside the corridor. Goes the way of the player then Elijah Burrows, who scores another goal for Railways.
Lining up, Pete.
Yes, they are. So, as you know, it's what they call, Glenn, junk time.
Yes, that's right. Everyone is in the opportunity. But yeah, a luck's a fortune too. Everything sort of rolled the way of Railways in that situation. Ball came out, Elijah was in the right spot, and he finished off very well. So Elijah Burrows becomes the 8th goal scorer of the afternoon for the Blues. And on the Batavia Timber and Salvage scoreboard, I bet Greg Hipper's pretty happy he sponsored that scoreboard, because it's rolling over a bit this afternoon. And the scoreboard is Railways 21 goals 10, 136. Chapman Valley 4-6-30. Umpire Dean Margette. So we're going down the slide shortly, and he'll be job in this MND day, raising finance and raising funds for the situation. Ball comes back into play. Ben Saunders gets the free kick, gets a handball out to the hard-running player there for Railways, and Damien King kicks it forward, looking up there for some movement. Ball comes out the back, comes the way of a Chapman Valley defence in Paul Cocking. Cocking kicks it the way of Aaron Joss. Aaron Joss very close to the boundary line, very close to the tavern. He probably wishes that he was there. The ball comes the way of his teammate there, and Sam Solomon kicks it the way of Ewan Whiteley. Ball carries that player, goes out the back, goes the way of Drew Tunbridge. Drew Tunbridge feeds it out towards Kimberley, to Saunders, back to Tunbridge. Tunbridge kicks it up towards half forward, ball running free. In goes the Railways player there, and Elijah Burrows puts it on his left boot, shoots towards goal. Chapman Valley player gets shoved out of the road. Ball very close there to Lawrence Evans. He can't pick it up. Ball socket forward, but only as far as Chapman Valley's player there in Sorensen. He kicks the ball back, but only as far as Burrows. Burrows kicks it in towards the forward pocket and finds Jackson
Graham, yeah.
And Jackson Graham has the ball in the forward 25 metres.
He's confident
right forward packet.
Built as the game has developed.
So Jackson has kicked one. Can he make it goal number 2? So Jackson Graham kicking towards the northern end of the ground, the dying stages of this term. Waiting on the score coming back from Mullawar. Haven't got one just yet, but looking forward to it. Full time at Brigades, but we'll wait for the score. Score at Brigades, and a big win to Brigades. Brigades 15-14, 104 have defeated Rovers 4-12-36.
Don't forget to join us for French on Sunday tomorrow. I'm joined by the lovely Nikki DeFore in the studios of Radio Mama, spinning the vinyl. We also catch up with Joanne Morgan from the Geraldton Library and Lency Millman. She talks dogs, Geraldton Dog Rescue, so a lot happening. We'll catch up also with the Geraldton Guardian. We'll have all the lowdown, what's happening in news and also in the scores of sport around the district. The siren sounds to indicate that it is the end of our Drennan O'Malley game day for round 8 in the GNFL. NMD Day here at Mazzuchelli Oval. It's a big win too. Railways 21-11, 137, and they have defeated Chapman Valley 4-8-30. And you're listening to the home of GNFL football. This is Radio Mama.
Today's Drennan O'Malley Motors Game Day is brought to you by our great sponsors, the City of Greater Geraldton. Working